jet and yada yada, then are you really doing 10% of what you do? I think that people back in the day, particularly, as you look at, if you truly believe in Almighty God, when you look at the crucifixion, the resurrection, when you look at the education from the Bible, the teachings, I believe it. I don't care who don't believe it. That Jesus was the Son of God. That Mary was impregnated not by man on walking the face of the earth. I believe that. I believe in the fact that Jesus was here and walked among men and did these miracles. That the blind man see. The person that had the leprosy and whatnot and healed his body. I believe these things happen, okay? I believe them because I want to believe them. I believe them because of my teachings. And I believe them because of my limited reading of the Bible and my going to church. So I believe it. I believe there's a spirit within us that will rise as this earthly clay dies and they lower us to the ground the minute we take our last. I honestly believe that. So, with the people back in the day, seeing that and experiencing all of that that's written in the Bible, and the spin-off of that of modern day church and churches, and I go back even to August Quarterly. The reason I bring it up, I had an article I just found, August Quarterly in 1939, and I got a clipping of that newspaper article. I don't even know where I got it from. And somebody sent it to me. And it has August Quarterly like it used to be back in the day when I was a little boy. And I mean from Front Street to 13th, 14th and French, King Street from 13th, 14th and French, and down Walnut Street was mobs of people that come from all over the country participating in August Quarterly. And it was a religious state in like you just, if you weren't here to see that, you just can't imagine. But people believed back then, and people, many of us that are older, believe now, as a result of all that history I just shared with you. Do we need all the churches that we got? Hell yeah, God knows we do, because we have thousands and thousands and thousands of younger folk, younger adults, that maybe believe, maybe don't believe. But whether they do or not, it means absolutely nothing to them in the lives that they're living and the hell they're catching. So they're not going to pursue it. If the church don't reach out one by one, the church has a way to come and to get hooked on the word, okay? To come out of the muck and mire that you're out there in doing the negativity. And to start making friends of new people or old friends that are in the church, okay? And the understanding of the gospel, the talk of Jesus Christ and Almighty God, has a way of rubbing off on you whether you want it or not, if you continue to keep coming back, as they say. And you begin to create more friends that you never had. You begin to feel the love of people that care about you. Just somebody offering to give you a ride because it's raining after church. Well, where you live, I'll run you up the street, or I'll take you. You see what I'm saying? You start to feel the love of other people, where out in the world, particularly where a lot of these folks function, that are at the bottom of the economic ladder, man, it's dog eat dog. It's dog eat dog. They will steal from you the minute you turn your back, and you're supposed to be their friend. What rules this country, what rules this world is that almighty dollar. The almighty dollar. Now we can say what we want, we can clean it up and dress it up and whatever. The almighty dollar, okay? It controls who sits in public office. You see, Teddy Kennedy, who done great things, and John Kennedy is president, his brother and all that, the Kennedys weren't there as 2 and 3 members of the Kennedy family because folks really assumed they were going to go do some great stuff. The family got big bucks. Multi-millionaire family. You see what I'm saying? The money. Barack, no matter how many people thought he'd make a better president than McCain, if the millions didn't come in, if the money wasn't there, he would not have got to first base. Couldn't got his message out. We have to understand and look at the history that drug dealers, babies having babies, drug users, shooting that dope and smoking that dope, these folks weren't pulled in to this situation, or these situations, all together. They got hooked one by one. Okay? And if we're not there reaching out and trying to pull them back one by one, we'll never get a handle on it. Simply because it's just like with the guns in the underground market, the dope. As long as there's a demand, it's going to be a supplier. It's going to be a supplier. You can go right now and lock up everybody in Congress that had something to do with any of it, that knew anything, and throw the bums underneath the jail and replace them with some good and clean people coming out of, you understand? Politics has a way of corrupting an elected official because of that 30 pieces of silver. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes they'll trick you up and pull you in and get your vote. Other times they'll do things and you know, you automatically think right from Jump Street, being elected, that a conference in Hawaii is no big thing. And sponsored by so-and-so, Philip Morris, or this one or that one. You see what I'm saying? And they're inviting you to come on and saying, we'll pay your tab. We'll set you up. We want you to be the speaker at this conference. See what I'm saying? So they invite you out, say, bring your family if you want. We'll fly you out to Hawaii on our personal jet. We want you to be the keynote speaker at our conference. You see, we'll give you $25,000 for coming as an honorarium. It's legal. It's legal. When I heard Colin Powell was in here for the YMCA and the tab cost $100,000 for his honorarium, you could knock me over with a feather. Spike Lee, these guys, Bill Cosby, $250,000. It's the money, man. And when some folks started grumbling, because I start raising hell, they tell me that Bill, and I don't want to get hung up on this because please don't let this out. He came to me very personal from some people. But the bottom line was he ended up donating, I think it was $25,000 back to the Y on the way to the airport. It's the money, man. The money. Now, number one, you say, well, Bill Cosby, all the money he got, what the hell does he need to charge $250,000 for? You see, you say, well, how the hell do I make any money in doing that? It was black achievers, with all of them. But here's what they do. The corporations put up the money separate to pay the honorarium. DuPont, Hercules, Bank of America. You see, it's the damn game that controls. And then the tickets that go for $50 a piece or whatever for Black Achievers dinner, all that money stays with the Y for memberships. Have you ever tried to talk about automobile insurance for seniors? I said, well, have you ever tried AARP, Hartford? I see them advertising. Is that much cheaper and really helps seniors? And the senior that I was talking to said they talk with other seniors that say they've checked it out. And they say Hartford is higher than a lot of the other ones that they work with. Now, if you got thousands of seniors a part of your organization across the country, you can't tell me that you can't buy into an insurance company that can give them a much greater break. I went, and I'll shut up on this. I went to AAA. I'm under Geico for years. Good service out of Geico. But I've been a AAA Plus member for years with AAA. Hardly ever use the damn things. But my point is, some just say, well, compare it this time and see what AAA will do for you as a member of AAA to get my auto insurance under them. They were much higher than what the hell I get from Geico. How do you explain that? Other than the almighty dollar, the camouflage, the bullshit that you give people. And people right away, there are probably folks that go to AARP and say, oh, I'm going to get it from Harper. Because they just assume they're getting a break. I'm going to get it from AAA because they assume it. And you check it out. And these folks and the executives. Look at the United Way guy a few years ago that they fired. $500,000 salary. National Director for United Way. Limousine driven, limousine and all these perks he had. And they fired him. It got so embarrassing when it blew up. But nobody knew it. NAACP president, what the hell's he make?
What does he make?
I don't know, but he makes a damn good dollar.
I'd like to find out.
Well, he makes a damn, I bet he's over 100,000 easy. He makes a damn good dollar. And staff. And staff. So all I'm saying is, man, when you look at it, it's that 30 pieces of silver that's control. That's what Barack tried to do when he run there. Barack hiked up so many people in the rallies and all that across the country, and thousands turned out everywhere he appeared because people liked what he was saying. Barack psyched his damn self. He really thought he could run up in there and do that. And I used to tell folks when I was running for president of city council, let me tell you something. We got to work like hell to get him in, but you folks, because a lot of my people, close people, were running down to Barack headquarters. They over Chester, they in Philly, they down Maryland, traveling with the Barack movement thing. And I'm saying, let me tell y'all something. I'm talking about it on TV when I'm running. Barack's going to be 1900 Pennsylvania Avenue. You better have somebody here watching your back with what Baker and the city council is doing to you. And they missed the boat, and Barack's down there fighting and banging his head up against a brick wall trying to get a lot done. Many of the same people supporting him, criticizing him now because they brainwashed with the talk show hosts and Fox News and all this nonsense.
What has Baker did for the city? What has he did for black folks?
Baker has catered to the business community. Baker, and he's a very good friend of mine, but truth is the light. Jim has been one of the hardest mayors on his own people, I dare say ever. I come along under John Babiars, Hal Haskell, Tom Maloney, Bill McLaughlin,